en de Westfries Open. Hier is de Dutch Giant Martijn Kleermakers. Nu de tweede speler van St. Helens, Engeland. Hij won in 2014 de World Championships en is tweevoudig World Masters kampioen. Dames en heren, de Bullet, Stephen Bunting!
Well, if you're a fan of gigantic Dutchmen throwing tiny metal objects at a wall, then the Euro Tour is the place to be, because not only have we had Wesley Plaisier in action, but now we've got Martijn Kleermaker, who is enormous, and he's also very, very handy. But he goes up against a former champion of the world in Stephen Bunting, the Bullet, who was playing some great stuff last weekend on the Pro Tour, went all the way to the semi-finals, couple of hundred averages and everything pretty much else was in the 90s. He's looking good, he's feeling confident. He actually says that his own game has been helped in practicing with Lung Kai Fan, whom we saw earlier, didn't play to his capabilities, but everything appears to be moving in the right direction for the Bullet, something that you've been able to say about him for a number of months now. But he's still waiting to pick up another PDC title. He's got a couple to his name, but it's going back the best part of half a decade since he picked up the last one. He's been knocking on the door. Finalist on the Euro Tour last year, finalist on the Pro Tour as well, but still looking to get over the line. A win here for the Bullet would set up a clash with the number 9 seed Joe Cullen, a winner on the European Tour last year, finally getting over the line and picking up a Euro Tour title. But even though he's favourite, Kleermaker's a danger.
Stephen to throw first. Game on.
Rob Malarkey in the box for this one, and it is Stephen Bunting who has the throw.
Indeed he does, yes. Stephen Bunting, a semi-finalist on the Pro Tour last Sunday. First semi-final since going all the way to the final itself in Prague in June of last year. That was a final in which he squandered a 3-1 lead in that eventual 8-3 defeat by Jamie Hughes, having already beaten Peter Wright and Daryl Gurney on his way to the final. But he couldn't quite take the next step. But in the main, you're quite right, over the last 8 to 12 months or so, things have started to come together a bit more for Stephen Bunting on a more regular basis. I see what you mean about Kleermaker, about his stature, as he rattles in the first 180 of the match. According to his website, Dan, he's so big, I don't know if this is true, but when he was born, he was so big, he was trapped from head to toe in the incubator.
100.
Now again,
Are you sure this is a genuine Martijn Kleermaker website?
Yes, it's out there. Look,
fantastic.
If it's on the internet, it's out there.
Yeah, okay. Therefore, it's true.
It's in the public domain, and therefore it's true. But whether it's true or not, it's a great story.
No, I like it.
Don't let the truth get in the way, Dan.
No,
I think they did prize him out eventually, and here he is.
And he is quick as well as being big. Look how quick he is.
He could easily be a centre forward, couldn't he, as well? He's got a really good stature. He's obviously got no ounce of fat on him either.
Bunting won't get a go at the bullseye. Kleermaker's going to get a dart to break, or at least should get a dart. He might well get 2. Only the 1.
55.
It wasn't far away,
Stephen
was it?
Uruguay, 68.
That leaves tops.
28. Martin Uruguay, 20.
Well, this for a break of throw.
First leg,
Finds double 10 at the first time of asking, and if Stephen Bunting was in any doubt about the size of the task ahead of him today, I don't think he is now, because that's a really strong start by Kleermaker. A man who won his tour card at European Q School earlier this year via the Order of Merits. And very impressive he was as well in qualifying for this. Dropped just one leg
100.
in his two matches. Adrian Gray 6-0 and Darren Webster 6-1.
Yeah, it was kind of hanging in the balance for Kleermaker. He went all the way to the final the very first day of Q School in Hildesheim, lost out in that final, and so he then had to keep on winning games over the subsequent 3 days. As we know, we've seen plenty of players who've been, you know, Christoph Ratajski didn't make it through Q School when he first tried it. It's not
140.
And he went into European Q School as well on the back of what he said was a catastrophic World Masters campaign in 2019 as well. He didn't seem to be, or retrospectively he said he wasn't in great shape going into European Q School, but it all worked out in the end.
We saw him at the O2.
100.
Last 16 before getting a bit of a battering from the professional amateur Paul Hogan.
Martin Uruguay, 104.
One trouble required for Kleermaker. He's got it. Oh, it's a wild one.
Stephen Uruguay,
I mean,
88.
he's quick as we can see, but I think that was just a little bit too quick. It was a very swift release, and he might have just been better off just biding his time for a split second there. Bullseye here for Bunting.
47.
So a chance for Kleermaker to return and take out this double 12 for a 2-0 lead.
Stephen Uruguay, 41.
Snarl of disgust from the Dutchman there, and Bunting allowed back to the board, and for the first time in this match he's allowed multiple darts at double. Double 16 the target.
25.
Well, he's had a look at tops, he's had a look at the
Martin
ball, he's had a
Uruguay,
look at double
6.
16. None of them are working for Stephen Bunting at the moment.
Cash on the second leg, Martin
Kleermaker, the lowest point of the
to
board, and
throw first.
therefore arguably the toughest portion of the board for him. A man of his stature takes out double 3, and he consolidates the early break. He leads 2-0, and so far so good, and maybe just maybe another upset on the cards. No doubt about it, or one of the biggest upsets, if not the biggest upset of the day so far. Ronnie Hybrex beating Luke Humphries 6-1. The World Youth Champion was no match whatsoever for the Rebel. Damon Heta winning 6-0. Now the result's not a surprise, but the scoreline nevertheless a surprise against Michael Barnard.
Yeah, standout performance of the day so far, isn't it?
133.
Very impressive.
55.
Well, I wouldn't have thought that Bunting is going to struggle with the pace of Kleermaker. I know some players can get dragged along to playing a bit quicker than they would like, but Bunting is A, pretty quick himself, and B, really good mates with Ricky Evans. So when they're practicing together, I mean, Kleermaker, fast as he is still not quite at Ricky Evans levels when he's in full flight. So Stephen should be comfortable with the pace. What he's not comfortable with at the minute is he had 4 darts at double and he hasn't hit anything.
140.
The other thing that's just dawned on me as well is the fact that Bunting hasn't won a European Tour match that run to the final in Prague in June as well. He was beaten in the first round in Vienna, didn't qualify for the final 3 events of last year, did win a match at the European Championship itself, and he's now looking at tops. And he's got a first leg on the board.
Stephen Bunting. Full leg is Martin to throw first. Game on.
Well, that may settle the bullet down.
140.
And just going over to the table to have a swig of water there, that might actually be part of his tactics to deal with the pace. Doesn't want to get swept up and playing at a pace that's uncomfortable. He can compose himself and do this sort of stuff. He knows when he's
140.
playing his own game, Stephen Bunting, he's thrown some world-class starts. The stuff that Players' Championship finals, the back end of last year, was incredible.
180.
Yeah, that's 180 from Kleermaker. Putting himself in a good position in this fourth leg.
65.
Yeah, Bunting qualified for 9 tournaments on the spin last year on the European Tour. Didn't make any of the last 3, but he still ended up 15th on the European Tour Order of Merit. But lost to Michael Smith 10-7 in the second round
140.
in the European
Martin
Champs
Hughes,
themselves.
116.
Rob Cross, the European champion, starts his campaign tomorrow.
60. Stephen Uruguay, 121.
Bunting with a chance to break back on 1-2-1.
Yes, a chance to break despite that 180 in this leg from Kleermaker.
Treble 17. Doesn't find it.
57. Martin Uruguay, 56. It's on the fourth
Very nice,
leg.
very
Martin
confident
Kleermaker.
take out of that
Mid leg is Stephen to throw first.
56, that
Game
two-dart combination.
Well, you wouldn't think that Kleermaker's got any time to feel any nerves with the pace that he's throwing it. Certainly not showing any.
60. $140.
I assume that's the Kleermaker clan that is watching on from the seats at the side of the stage that we just saw a glimpse of a moment or two ago. I might be jumping to all sorts of conclusions and assumptions here. Now that must be, if that's his son, that must be Giovanni. Unless
And
this,
have you got this from the website?
this is from the same website. Yeah.
Right, okay.
As in Van Bronckhorst, named after.
I just made that up.
I just made that up.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's not inconceivable.
100.
They've just settled into a rhythm here now.
100.
And it's a solid leg. Ton 40, 60 ton, 61, 40 ton.
60.
But if it keeps going like this, if it keeps just ticking over like this will suit Kleermaker down to the ground. Bunting will sooner or later run out of legs to launch his
59.
fight back.
Stephen
an
Uruguay,
even game, isn't it?
141.
There is only a point between him and this leg. There is a couple of points in the averages. That's about it. Kleermaker has been better at some crucial moments.
45. Martin Uruguay,
That just might hand the
142.
initiative to Kleermaker here. 142 minus these. Oh, he's made a real dent in that, hasn't he?
Stephen Uruguay, 96.
Bunting, all of a sudden this 96 has to go.
60, 36. Okay, does he go double-double? He does. Oh, and does not
56.
get it. Stephen
Martin
Bunting.
Uruguay,
He's hit
24.
two doubles in this match. One of them won a leg. The other one bought him a chance to win a leg. And he
Yeah,
couldn't
it's on the
take it. And it's
fifth
4-1.
leg,
Another
Martin
break of throw. And again, when the
Fifth
big
leg is
moment
Martin
comes,
to throw
Martin
first.
Kleermaker has just got the edge on Stephen Bunting.
Yes, indeed he has, and he was miles away with one previous attempt
Game
at double
on.
12, but he was absolutely spot on. That was very, very assured, very confident indeed, and it's another break of throw, and I've got to say, Stephen Bunting must be fearing the
100.
worst now. The winner of this to face Joe Cullen in the second round tomorrow. Joe Cullen, a first-time winner on the European Tour last year, one of the handful, or one of the few that we had, I suppose, on the European Tour of late.
96.
Over the last 2 seasons, we've had a cluster of European Tour first-time winners. Cullen is one of them.
60.
Looks like there'll be plenty of Dutch interest going into tomorrow. We obviously have Jeffrey de Zwaan, Jermaine Watamina, Michael van Gerwen as seeded players. with
140.
Wesley plays here. Potentially Martin Kleermaker from here. We
100.
could see Danny Noppert, Dirk van Dijvenbode, who's playing really good stuff, and Dirk Telnikers book their places in the second round tomorrow. Second round tonight, I should say.
95.
And it is, I mean, I know we have the geographical boundaries, but I know this is almost like a home tournament for many of the Dutch players as well,
97.
given
Stephen
where we
Uruguay,
are. It's a Dutch-speaking part of
170.
Belgium as well. It is almost a home from home for many of them.
$60. Martin Uruguay, 144. $98. Stephen Uruguay, 110.
Just needs something to work with just to get himself up and running once again. This could be the moment. Double 16 for Bunting to get back in business.
Martin Uruguay,
That would have been a breaker throw, but Kleermaker will be confident of taking this one out. 46 away. Tops he wants, and tops he gets, and his finishing is just very, very eye-catching, very impressive indeed in the main.
Well, it's 1 out of 7 for Stephen Bunting. It is 50%.
140.
1 out of 10 for Martin Kleermaker. So it's not as if he's had a barrel load more opportunities. He's just been taking them.
$140. 100. $60.
Well, the plot thickens as to the Kleermaker clan. I'm not going down that road again. I'm steering well clear. Let's just focus on the here and now.
Stephen Uruguay, 160.
Just said I'm not going to talk about the family. Don't show me them.
It's just not malarkey making stuff up from fake websites.
65.
Once again, Bunting does the absolute bare minimum required and nothing more. He's left himself a 2-darter.
100.
Kleermaker narrowly
96.
missing out on leaving him on 101, just 5 points behind. He's favourite for the leg, Bunting, but he's just not that confident.
Yeah,
Oh, beautiful. That'll boost his confidence.
Well, it will do for the time being, but 5-1 becomes 5-2. You suspect he may well have left it too little too late, but, you know, we've seen Bunting, particularly at the World Match Play, he's found himself involved in battles, he's come through them, he's clawed his way back. We looked at his performance again at the World Championship, that match against Jose Justicia, which went to the deciding leg, 6-4 in the deciding set, I should say. You know, he's got this fighting ability about him now. He's a tough nut to crack at times, but you just wonder in a 1-6 race, it's a very different proposition.
60.
Yeah, but he just pins the highest check out of the match in 2 darts, 60-36, and then he's kicked off 60-60. And there's just no room to be able to do that. And even a maximum here only gets him level pegging with Kleermaker. It looks like the Dutchman is going to get match darts. It's a question of how many and how many he needs. And so far in this game, he only needs 2 darts to hit the double.
97.
Yeah. Well, 6 darts, maybe more here for Kleermaker.
43.
Although that may well just give Bunting something to work with.
It's got to be big. It's got to be big, and it's not. And he shakes his head because he knows it's not good enough. And that's happened far too often in this game.
That was his opportunity just to apply a little bit of pressure, but Kleermaker potentially making heavy weather of this. That will do. Gets him down to 60. Bunting still adrift on 225, and the end may well be in sight here for Stephen Bunting, former world champion.
65.
It was a good European campaign for Stephen Bunting in 2019. But this one has not started well. Double 10.
50.
And 2 mismatched darts allow Bunting back to the board. And he's having a drink. He might have all the time in the world to have all the water he wants in a moment. This would be unlikely. He's only had 7, scored 140 or more in the match. And there have been too many low darts, haven't they? I'm going for that 60.
100. Martin Uruguay, 10.
Well, 2 missed darts for the match have come and gone for Kleermaker. And here's 3 more.
6. Stephen Uruguay, 60.
Well, to break the Kleermaker throw for the first time. Steps across to the centre of the oki. Looks good.
40.
Can't follow it. It's just no
Martin Uruguay,
group in
4.
the darts. He's not finding the 61st dart. Even when it looks like he's got a good marker, he's not using it as much. It's just been a puzzling display from Stephen Bunting, who was excellent on Sunday in the Pro Tour.
But it's not over yet.
Stephen Uruguay,
7
20.
match darts have come and gone now for Kleermaker. And Bunting steps in, hoovers up and steals a very unlikely leg from Kleermaker, who must be kicking himself as to what's just gone on. And the longer this match goes on, those 7 missed match darts will begin to prey on his mind more and more.
100.
Well, the Kleermaker throw is broken for the first time. Bunting knows just a solid leg on throw. This game hasn't been of immense quality. If he can just find a 15, maybe even a 16, a 17, 18 darter, but a 15 darter, he expects that of himself. Find that here, it's 5-4, and all the pressure is on Kleermaker.
95.
Stephen Bunting knows he should be out of the tournament already.
98.
I mean, this has to be having an impact on Kleermaker's mind at the moment. Real battle of what's going on between the ears for the Dutchman right now, I suspect.
58.
Although Bunting again isn't really doing himself any favours with that particular visit.
60.
Well, they were trading some good scores, weren't they, earlier in this match, but it's all gone a bit nervy and a bit tense.
There, that's the first dart. That's it. Finally, Stephen Bunting. His first 180 of this contest.
100. Stephen Uruguay, 68.
Well, those battling qualities certainly coming to the fore now. Tops for 5-4. He's 5-1 down. Kleermaker's squandering 7 match darts already. But he's still got the throw in this one. It's still the advantage to the Dutchman, you would suspect.
Has he built up a head of steam here, Bunting? His last 2 visits, 180, then 68 out. Nice clean kill. Can he just keep on? There, the first dart is there. This is what he was trying to do earlier. And he's on it now, Bunting. And now Kleermaker can be worried.
60.
Yeah, 60, no trouble there for Kleermaker. Nervous as a kitten all of a sudden right now. Bunting.
Stephen Bunting was 5-1 down in this game, and I think he may have just become favourite to win it. But can he keep this little surge going?
He would have desperately loved at least one treble there, just to keep that pressure on. It just keeps things open here for Kleermaker on the throw.
60.
But again, it's only a 60 from the Dutchman.
And you see that 22 dart leg. 7 missed match darts for Martin Kleermaker in that 8th leg. Again, it's a good marker where Bunting sails past it one way, drags another one down. And there was a little spell of 3-4 visits where he's looking really, really good there, Stephen Bunting. It still may be enough to turn this game around. But he hasn't been able to keep it going. A good marker again. And again, he drags it low. Oh, so many times he's done it where, look, if you're going to miss there. And he still doesn't make use of it. He's done it on the trebles, he's done it on the doubles. And it may cost him this game because Stephen Bunting, for a fleeting moment, was favourite to win this match despite 5-1 down at one stage. Oh, hello. Oh.
That second half.
80.
Agonising for Bunting.
Uruguay, 42.
But Kleermaker can now step in. He's gone for the 18s.
Game
And
shot.
he finds double 18.
Martin
And he
Kleermaker.
withstands an almighty amount of pressure from Stephen Bunting in the closing stages. Bunting 5-1 down, surviving 7 match darts in the 8th leg, securing a 22 dart break to get back in business. But in the end, I think Bunting just left himself with that little bit too much to do. And Martijn Kleermaker, what a start to 2020 for him, winning his tour card at European Q School, and here at the Belgian Darts Championship, a winning start to his European Tour campaign as well. And it's Kleermaker who will go through to face Joe Cullen, a winner on the European Tour last year, in the second round tomorrow. A big sigh of relief for the big Dutchman. He beats Stephen Bunting by 6 legs to 4.
Gefeliciteerd, het werd nog even spannend. Een beetje de dubbels die wat moeilijker gingen. Hoe heb je zelf de wedstrijd beleefd?
Ik zat er wel een keer in, totdat ik de 7 pijlen op het dubbel miste. Toen had ik wel zoiets van, leren zo. Dan maak je jezelf moeilijk, maar onwijs blij mee. Echt onwijs blij mee. Ja.
Ja, dat zal wel zijn, want in één keer komt die tegenstander binnen en wat doe je dan om rust te blijven?
Ik dacht al, die laatste lek die we gooiden, eigen lek houden. Gewoon een goede laatste eigen lek gooien. Ik denk, als je die pakt, is er niks aan de hand. Nou, gelukkig. Ik startte nog wel redelijk, maar ja, hij start helemaal goed. Zakt ietsjes in. Nou, die 140 die ik gooide, daar was ik heel blij mee. Dus ik van, nou, dan krijg je 2 pijltjes, dan moet hij gaan hangen, want anders dan wordt het heel lastig. Ik ben blij dat ze gingen, die dubbel 18, want anders dan had ik waarschijnlijk hier niet gestaan.
Nee, die was inderdaad heel lekker. En dan morgen tegen Joe Cullen, wat verwacht je?
Ik denk van een mooi potje. Hij speelt ook wel een lekker tempootje waar ik van hou. Dus ik denk, nou, ik zie wel mogelijkheden om nog wel een rondje door te stoten, zeker weten.
Voilà, ik ook en de supporters ook. Martijn, gefeliciteerd en ik zie je terug morgen voor de wedstrijd tegen Joe Cullen. Proficiat. Beste supporters, dat was de voorlaatste wedstrijd van deze namiddag helaas. Dadelijk hebben we nog de laatste wedstrijd en dat is Justin Pipe tegen Mervyn King. Om alles goed te laten verlopen zou ik jullie heel even een dienst mededelen.